Our blueberries grew up so much since we planted them last year. So they are about 1 meter high now, and they have a lot of fruits. And the fruits are so big. And as you can see, they are starting to ripen. So we will start harvesting them soon. We have 2 more shrubs on our balcony in the city, which we've had for about 10 years. So the harvest there is quite big, and we've already harvested some of them. But these are our first blueberries here in the countryside, and they have a potential to become so big and have so many fruits. So we are really excited about that.
Yeah, I can see really big ones here.
Oh, these are huge.
What is this? Wow, so cool. So last year we had like 5 balls here on these shrubs. This year there should be more.
You could have 100.
Yeah, but we have to cover them with the netting against birds.
Yeah.
We had so many mulberries last year. This year they suffered heavy losses during the late spring frost, and the leaves were done, the flowers were done, everything black, everything fell off, and then they grew again, the leaves and also the flowers. So there are a few fruits here on this shrub. Here, for example, I don't know if you can see something, but so much less than last year, just a few fruits. And this shrub, or maybe we can start calling it a tree already, because this one is the biggest. It grows so fast. So this one had the most fruits last year. This year there is almost nothing. So the frost was really damaging. The flowers came back, a few of them, but the fruits, they stayed so tiny, almost like nothing, and then they disappeared. So there is nothing. So sadly, no mulberries this year, or just here and there for taste.
Our rose garden is looking much better these days. As you know, we replaced some of the dead ones, and a lot of them are flowering now. And as more of them are flowering at the same time, it looks much nicer to walk through these parts.
Yeah, and some of them are so beautiful.
Yeah. Each of them should have different color, or at least a different shade. This one has 2 colors even.
Yeah, I can't from this one. It's so unusual and so beautiful. Beyond beautiful. Wow. So hopefully they will survive this winter.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They should keep flowering until the end of summer, I think. So we could still enjoy them for a couple of months.
Yeah, the flowers come back all the time. So hopefully in a year they will be still here, and bigger and stronger and even more beautiful and more colorful.
We'll need to cover them for winter, which we didn't do last winter, and that might be why some of them didn't survive. So again, we learned our lesson.
Yes.
We already showed you our garden beds, but we also planted various pumpkins, squashes and other stuff on our piles of hay, which we do every year. So this is already our proven method. Here we have 2 red curry squashes and 1 Halloween pumpkin. And the red curry squashes already are starting to create fruits, a lot of them. So hopefully we will have a nice harvest by the end of the year. Here is another pile with 4 butternut squashes, pumpkins, something like that.
Yeah, that's the correct term. Butternut
pumpkins
or butternut squashes.
Yeah, these are smaller, but I'm sure they will catch up.
They will, and these ones are the most delicious.
We had them last year for the first time, and Peter was very happy with them because they had a lot of mass to eat. There was almost nothing to remove from the inside, so they are back.
Yes.
I haven't mowed this meadow yet this year, but I will do it probably very soon, maybe within a week, because they advise to mow it for the first time when oxeye daisies finish flowering, and most of them are already done. I guess that's when you should like let new flowers grow and flower. So we did that last year. It seemed to work, so we will do it again.
We are always very happy when some new flowers appear here. So this wasn't here last year at all, and now such beauty all of a sudden. So this is what we want, new wildflowers appearing on their own, and yeah, I'm so happy this keeps happening.
So as you can see, I mow around them.
Yeah, because we want to encourage these new ones to stay here and keep growing and keep spreading, hopefully.
Here we have a smaller pile. For the first time I managed to grow beans. I've tried a few times already in the past, but they were always eaten by slugs. So this time I pre-grew them in planters. And then I put them here when they were already maybe this big. And they are living.
Yay!
And the rest are mostly cucumbers. They are the big, like we call them salad cucumbers. And then the small cucumbers for pickles, for pickling. So they are already starting to develop cucumbers. So here's a tiny little cucumber. These are the pickles.
Yay!
And there are a lot of them. They are bigger ones.
These ones are bigger. Yeah, we can see little future pickles.
We never really had those before.
No.
So this time they are the best.
Mm-hmm.
This is a petit pen squash.
Mm-hmm.
The only plant this year. We had them last year, we ate them, but they were quite useless for us. We didn't really know what to do with them. We just added them to some meals.
Yeah.
So this was just a leftover seed that I didn't want to throw out.
Mm-hmm. And on this pile we have zucchini. 4 plants. 2 of them are big already and 2 are smaller. Tommy planted these ones recently. But the big ones already have had fruits. We already picked 3 of them.
4, I think.
4, and they grow so fast. Like one day you see a small one and the next day it's enormous. You have to be fast with the picking zucchinis because when they are too big they are not as good as when they are normal size, because in the big ones there are seeds inside and the peel is tougher, you know, thicker, so younger ones are better. Here we have a big one. I'm going to pick it. Can you see it?
Yes.
It's hard to spot here in between the leaves.
It's so big, it's hard to miss.
Yeah, so let me... Oh my god, how should I do this? Yeah. Wow. So look at it. Cool. This is a good size. Good size of this zucchini.
Our 5th zucchini this year.
Yeah. Some people call it courgettes. I saw that on the internet, so that's probably British English, I suspect. Sounds cool to me, sounds French to me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound British.
Yeah. So I'm really happy that we have zucchinis this year, because last year it was a fail, right?
Last year they were all destroyed by slugs, so no plants survived.
Yeah, so sometimes it's really tough here in our garden, and it's great when something grows well.
Yes. Here we are by Peter's homemade raised garden beds, and they are still in one piece.
Even though they are kinda falling apart, like here,
Yeah.
but it's somehow holding together, so
By will.
yeah.
But the first dahlia is in bloom, and
Yay.
it's so beautiful.
Wow, very beautiful. Oh my god, so pretty.
When we planted dahlias, we didn't even know what they would look like. Peter thought that they would be zinnias.
Mm-hmm.
Zinnias? Zinnias?
Yeah, that's what I had in mind. So this surprised me,
Yeah.
and it's a nice surprise.
Yeah, very beautiful. But only like 2/3 of them grew up. So you can see some empty spots.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I did wrong, but Yeah. It's still a lot of them because they grow to be quite wide, it seems.
I would say you did nothing wrong, but that's just nature. It's hard to get 100% of everything.
Yeah.
And we don't mind. At least something grows.
It
So
will still look gorgeous when all of them are flowering at the same time.
yeah. So this is just the first sign, the one flower. We'll show you later how gorgeous this is, unless some thunderstorm with big hail comes and destroys everything.
Like the one that is supposed to come today afternoon.
Yeah, we are awaiting thunderstorms today. Look at these flowers, so pretty, so yellow, bees love them, and it's amazing. Yay, little honeybee flying here. They are so big. Go maybe further away and show the leaves as well. It's so different. You wouldn't expect such leaves with such flowers. At least I wouldn't expect that. So yeah, wonders of nature.
They are perfect for wild gardens because they grow taller than grass.
Yeah, and we need that here in our garden. This is my favorite mountain currant or alpine currant. There are these little red balls and they taste nothing like normal red currant. They are sweet and yummy. But everywhere on the internet you read that it's not palatable is the word, to have them. Probably because the fruits are so small, there aren't many of them, so it's not worth even picking. I always just take a few when I'm walking by and put it in my mouth, just a handful, and enjoy the taste. But yeah, the amounts are kinda small, but I love the taste. I love that they are sweet.
And this is golden currant because it flowers yellow in the spring, and it has black fruits which resemble black currants, but again they taste differently, also I think sweet.
No, these ones are not sweet.
Sweet to sour.
Yeah, it's like a bit more intense taste of black currants.
It's different.
You can taste the forest. At least I can in these ones.
The great thing about our garden is that it's so big that you can waste space with various things that are not commonly grown. I just wanted our garden to be as diverse as possible and have various natural forms of trees and shrubs, so that's why we have it.
Guys, I'm baking again. This is some kind of focaccia with whole grain spelt flour, of course, my favorite. And there are zucchinis, a lot of them, and a mix of herbs from our garden, garlic, oil, salt, and it looks quite rich. So I'm curious to see what comes out of the oven after this is baked. "20 minutes later and it's done. It looks like this now, and I'm going to cut it. There are quite a lot of zucchinis. It would be better if there was less, I think, but I wanted to use a lot of them because we have a lot of them in the garden, so we have to use them. It's going. I'm looking forward to this. Oh my god, and the smell of garlic and the herbs is amazing. And that's not all. I also cooked this. This is a lettuce soup. For the first time, we have a lot of lettuce as well. So I had to do this. I already tasted, it's quite bland. There are also potatoes, onions, garlic, cashew cream in there, so it's a creamy soup, but the lettuce doesn't really add much taste. So yeah, that was expected. Lettuce, of course, is the best in a salad. Normal fresh lettuce, not cooked, but we have so many lettuces on the garden beds that we have to improvise and do something with them. So voila, there is this soup. It's really good. I'm so happy. I recommend, guys. So zucchini focaccia, or maybe it's some kind of flatbread. I don't really know the English terminology for all these pastries. And the soup is also good, surprisingly, right?
It would be a little bit bland on its own, as you said, but the taste is good, and together with the pastry, it's really delicious.
Yeah.
And I like that it's full of our own veggies, our own garlic, onion, zucchini, lettuce, rosemary, basil.
Yeah. Everything is from the garden. Almost everything, not the flour, of course. But yeah, this is a great lunch.
It's time to harvest our garlics. The flowers are pointing upwards, which is a signal, a sign that they are ripe. And you can see the garlics themselves are almost dry, so they should be ready. Plus, it's supposed to rain today, later today, and it already rained a few times. We don't want the garlic to get too wet, because then maybe we wouldn't have any garlic. I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, the garlics don't like to be in the wet soil for too long, right?
They should be dry now, so we will take them out and dry them off outside.
There is supposed to be cold front crossing our area today, and you can already see some thunderstorm clouds developing there. They look very innocent now. That's deceiving. Some of them are quite strong already, the thunderstorms. They look white and really innocent, but they are coming. Let's start here and take a look at the first garlic. Wow, come here. It looks good, I think.
Wow.
Right? And so white. Maybe it's not totally ripe yet? I don't know. Or is this okay?
It depends on the shape.
Shape is normal.
Yeah, looks good to me.
It looks good because it looks so fresh to me, you know.
That's true.
So I'm not sure, and the soil is wet. It's in the wet soil. So yeah, but so I don't know if we should continue now. What would you suggest?
Because it's wet or because it looks fresh?
Let me dig one more. Dig out and we'll see. Come on. Ta-da. Okay, it's so big. Wow, that it looks the same. We are not used to this because usually when we dig out garlics, the weather is so dry and the soil is also dry, so they look a bit different. I would keep them in the soil if the weather was going to be dry, but it's supposed to rain again, and I think it could only make things worse. They could rot in the soil. I don't think they would look better in a few days, so I feel like we should dig them out and leave them somewhere hidden to dry out. Okay, let's go.
Our best harvest for sure to date. I planted 66 garlics at the end of last year, and all 66 of them came up and survived and look amazing. None of them died, which is the first time I've seen something like that.
It's not a miracle, but your result, how good of a gardener you are.
I didn't really do anything. I just planted them. We never had to water them this year because we got enough rainfall, and I only weeded them. That's the only activity.
So that's why you are a great gardener. You don't have to do anything, and voila, the garlics are amazing.
I'm putting them temporarily here because it might rain very soon. Normally you would leave them on the garden beds to dry off in the sun, but that's not gonna happen today. So maybe tomorrow I will take them out and let them somewhere to dry off, and then we will hang them somewhere here for like 6 weeks. And then we will put them in the house.
And we are totally sweaty. It's so hot today, 33 degrees Celsius. And we are now waiting for the cold front to come. The conditions for thunderstorms are the thunderstorms could be quite strong. And here it is. The thunderstorms were very close at this moment, and the wind started blowing like crazy. I wanted to film a time lapse, but the wind was too strong for the tripod, and it was shaking and falling, and it was impossible. These were supercells, and at one point we spotted a rotation in the clouds, which made us kinda nervous. Maybe you can see it in the shaky footage. Our trees were bending a lot. Just look at the poor peach tree. We don't have it on camera, but Tommy was even holding it so it didn't break. Luckily the wind stopped and we got a nice downpour and just a few hail, so at the end we were glad everything survived. Sometime later, I was tying the garlics into these bunches or whatever they are, and now they are hanging here. They need to get drier. There are remnants of the soil here in between the roots, so we need to get rid of that slowly. It was quite wet. Air should be able to circulate around the garlics and they will get drier here. And then later it will be okay to store them inside, and they should last for a long time, at least for a year. At least that's how it was with the previous harvests of our garlics.